Hey, solid. Right. The show on the road here. Nice discussion coming tonight. I get to sit back and chill out on this one a little bit, which is fine, you know. Yeah, well, that's good. Forgotten's good. Chuck today, and I forgot to ask him about new ads. It was something I forgot. Yeah, well, I got to nag a lot of people. That's my job here, is nagging people. I mean, that's really what I'm good at, right?
Your repurposed freighter drifts through space.
Yeah, promoting, but nagging to get stuff done, void, you know?
Another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? Yeah, I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign.
It's my real career, so hey, Mandy.
Did we?
You guys still on hiatus?
Cool. I can pivot.
I'm losing track of everything.
The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils.
Hold
up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters.
Wherever that was. I was like, what?
How did you do that?
Yeah.
I have the right tools for the job.
They were. It actually was someone who watched the stream. Off till the 18th. Aren't your players gonna go stir crazy? Wow. You away this weekend, Andy? Yeah. Crank it up.
A story once spoken is ageless. The dungeon imagined without end.
Oh, yeah?
The curious are the ones most courageous.
Hey, Savage.
The tree that endures has to bend. From stillness the mad mage is stirring. From countless voices the castle takes shape. Zagig will test the enduring. Those unlucky.
Savage, I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the 3rd edition books? 2nd edition books? Or what? Are your Splat books, or are they the 3rd edition Warriors and Priests books that are like beige? Yeah. Okay, got it. Oh, cool. Yeah, they're fun to have. You should do a lot with them. You just take bits and pieces. And like I said, if I find something I want, I take it and I back convert the rules to 1st edition. But I take the 2nd edition rule and I add it as a quirk in or trade in or whatever. And you can create a lot of really really cool things with it. So, all right. That sucks. You may be better getting them individually. I don't know what the price is now, but you may be better getting them individually. Well, and then again, what do I know? I can't keep track of all the.
POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up, and I was totally unprepared. I grabbed my Ready Set Encounter box and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter. POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up, and I was totally unprepared. I grabbed my Ready Set Encounter box and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter.
I paid for my Night Riders poster because there's only 10 of them in existence. Yeah. So sometimes when you want something, you do it. Classic D&D tonight, big Prince. Man, waiting to hear the pile of stuff that's coming for the 24-hour stream. Giveaways. You want obscure, you're getting obscure tonight. Why not? It's Mike. What's up, man? For this weekend. Cool. When it's over, I go, why did I do that? And then I'm like, oh, no, that was fun. All right. Hey, okay, and we're live. Hope everyone can hear me. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Mike and Anna tonight for ICC Coastlines. I'm Mike bullet point he had in there. He had a whole list of them. So I'm like,
Good.
I don't want
Awesome.
to do cities right after we did Metropolis, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I
Yep.
figured, hey, what's up, Enoch? We'll do that. But let's hear real quick. This is what you got in store for you for the starting tomorrow. All right, we finish against the Dark Brotherhood tomorrow, right? With Armed and Dangerous. You know, already John's character, Echidna, already got an arrow to the eye, and pulled it out and their eye came out with it. So yeah, can only go up from there, right? So that's tomorrow. I'll finish that up. Black Oak Workshop Dice, and then Saturday morning I'll be on at 9, but we're starting at 10 a.m. Okay. I'll be on the Twitch front page scheduled from like 8 a.m., which I'm not sitting there for 2 hours, but so from 9 to 4, we're supposed to be on the front page on a Saturday. So we probably, I'm hoping to have over 1,000 people watching. Let's hope. So Fortress Elendar, a legend, and Bullseye, yeah, bump. So
yeah,
and Ed will be on around 5 when he gets done work. So what a good group that's going to be. I'm already prepped up for it. I just got to get the terrain's going to be the toughest part because I got to have the terrain up for tomorrow. Got to tear that down on Friday, get it all built up, pictures and all that before. Yeah, that'll be. And then we'll go as long as it takes. So my guess is between 12 and 16 hours. Guess. That's a guess. And then we'll just like we did last year, Anna, our Gavin will be on Fortress Elendar and its location, the southeastern Shieldlands.
Cool.
Yes,
Yep.
I got a surprise for you in this too, and I'm not going to ruin it yet, but you'll be surprised what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that map does that map part does exist. We showed it before. You know, there you go. That whole area is where we are, which is kind of fun. So, and I've always had it there. I've had it there since from the 80s. You know, at the same spot, which is really crazy. So, but that's where we're going to be. All right, and that'll be so Saturday. Not only are we giving away this, right? Tower of Gaia Stike set. We'll be giving away multiple Troller Game gift certificates every couple hours. Also, 11 miniatures from Arduin Grimoire, who were on Sunday night, including Conan miniatures, character miniatures, and that big demon miniature too. And then also hardback prints from drive-through on multiple Frog God titles. That's just a start. So yeah, that's enough, right? So yeah, fun times. Okay, got to make it worth your while to watch, or at least lurk. You know. So all right, Mike, how'd you come up with this topic?
Yeah. Good one.
I went into a deep trance and thought about the map for a while.
Yeah.
And then
said we don't do anything.
Kind of, focused on that northern part.
Okay. Well, that works. That works, man. The northern part. So half the map, I guess, I have to use of the northern part, right? But you know, there's a lot of stuff here I have no idea about any of it. So, hey, Chef, good to see you. Long shot too, Wolf. Yep, everyone. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's only 87 here today. So, it was not bad. I survived working out outside today. Wasn't too bad. So, but guess we'll do some references to places, locations, adventures that are around. Because there are some, and there's a lot of, cool things going on. What would you say is this part of the discussion tonight, Mike? What areas?
The bitter north.
So where does that go from? Does it go from here, the land of Black and Ice, over, or does it run down into drama here a little bit too, into these,
No, I would just talk about the stuff that the ICC touches.
Okay.
So we don't have to do any backlimit stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I always
the
crazy.
The bit of north is the middle part, so to speak.
Yeah. And specifically, the topic is about the stuff that's on the coastline.
Yeah.
So when I was contemplating this, it's like, you don't want to go too far inland because then we'll get off topic. Like, we'll just start veering off, and next thing you know, we're in Greyhawk City.
Yes, and then we'll say that the near deep's cold too. Right. So
no, it's literally from the land of Black Ice to
Tiffany.
What? The Ice Barbarians.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be a good discussion then. kind of concise here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some fun with it. All right.
Well, if you're using Anna's map, it'll be expensive.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff on here. Let me see if that's the right one for tomorrow. Let's go. All right, Mandy, we're gonna go. Let's go. Yeah. Mandy showed me yeah, I gotta if I can during my messing around, I'll pull this stuff off Discord while they're talking because I'm gonna talk a little less tonight, I think, but that's okay. Get prepared. All right. So where do you want to start, Mike? Your topic. Where do we start here?
You got to start on the left.
All right, land of black ice area.
Yeah.
All right.
I would start all the way at the tippy top of the
Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe not that top. No, I mean the Brink Islands. We're on the brink of the world, right, Anna? The brink.
The brink of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really know where those got its name.
Me neither, but they were named Brink on various maps, so I just went with it. Yep. But I like it. It's a brink of the world, so it's really the edge. So it's kind of appropriately named.
So it looks like it has black ice on it.
Yeah. And that's one of the other interesting mysteries. We don't know what the black ice comes from, so to speak. But the interesting thing is that there are real black ice because water can have many different forms. And under particular dire circumstances, pressure-wise and stuff, that could be something that the physicists call black ice, which is really cool because it has a lot of cool properties. So I was like intrigued when I read about that, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to make a fantasy version of that." So I have ideas for the black ice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How many of you out
Kyle
there?
Brink.
That's
awesome.
I highly doubt that. Yeah, that's funny.
Samwise, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think the Brink Islands are older in name than when Kyle has worked for Wizards. So yeah.
Yeah. That is funny. How many people out there have even done an adventure in the land of black ice? Now there's the one.
I haven't been 1,000 miles from it. I haven't been closer than 1,000 miles away, I think, or something like that.
My 2E stuff was pretty gonzo back in the day, Jay.
Cool.
I actually melted the black ice.
Oh, yes. Wow. Just a little bit of it or the whole
like
shebang?
Completely.
Oh, wow. I heard something that Alan had some adventuring going on up there, and he had doing nasty stuff to it too. So now you can tell us what's under it.
Various landforms that can be then settled.
Yeah.
Nothing specific, but what we find out in later publications is there is stuff underneath there, but it's really, really old.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into stuff maybe further down the coast.
Yeah.
Well, like the City of the Gods?
Yeah, maybe. No, the Brink Islands, though, I found that there's really not much on them. Of course, who would live up that high, right?
Well, people live in Svalbard or here on Earth.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But one of the maps that features those islands, Anna, is Lazaretti's map. And there's a dungeon adventure.
The dungeon adventure set up there in Blackmore.
Raiders of the Black Ice.
Yes.
Right about here.
Wolfgang Bauer.
Yep. It's a good adventure. I ran it.
It's dungeon 115 if you're curious. And in his map, the Brink Islands are further south than your map, Anna. Just like to point that out.
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder why.
Just I went with
the islands that were on the map in the Gazetteer from '83 because there are a bunch of islands up there. So I went with the original source and but they are not named. They're just placed islands up there. So when I heard about the Brink Islands and saw that, I was like, I'm going to keep them up there. So I tried to stick to that one. It's a bit hard because they're black lines going across the latitude lines, and they are so thick that you don't know what's under them. So I had do some guesswork there.
And by the way, if you don't know, Wolfgang owns Cobalt Press.
Yeah.
Now.
So back when he did that module, he was already the former editor of Dungeon Magazine. So
well, yeah, because he was the editor, and he was an intern, kind of regular member of the staff, and then he became editor-in-chief, I think, for some years, and then or editor, and then he left for Microsoft for a few years, and then he was back in the RPG industry again.
So a couple of things to note about that module. One, it tied into the book Frostburn, which had come out. They were doing, they did a short series of splat books, one on deserts, one on.
But they were hardbacks, though. If I recall.
Yep. And as far as I know, that's the only adventure that was made using Frostburn.
What issue was it? 150, you said? Or
115, right here. It's
115.
Yeah, page 16. Yeah. Yep.
And also,
Brick Island's way south.
This module, even if you don't want to run it, it's a huge lore dump for that area. There's a lot going on in this adventure.
Yep.
That you can use. Because prior to that, really all you had to go on with the Land of Black Ice was encounter charts.
Yeah.
That's effectively.
Well, a lot. Wolfgang was always very detail oriented when he wrote, right? So So he would always do a lot, and there's the great legendary Egg of Coot there.
So as far as I know, he introduced the I don't know if maybe the LGG was prior to this, now I think about it, but he also used the ZI barbarians in this, or at least referenced them, which is another Sewell tribe offshoot that lives on the ICC, cousins of the Ice Barbarians, I guess. And they live on the Tusking Strand, which is the next bit down the coast.
So are they at Tonsberg? Is that them?
No, not even Tonsberg.
Oh no. Okay.
This is literally the coast of the Land of Black Ice, north of Tonsberg.
Oh, okay. And here's the chapel. They actually sink Cuthbert Chapel here.
And there's that handy little isometric map of Tonsberg there. I like that.
Yeah, a great little map. Yep.
Now, in that adventure, you start out, I believe, in Dantredon, capital, and you go to Tonsberg because there's some people who've been kidnapped and taken to the Land of Black Ice, and you're going after the raiders.
Yeah, there's stops 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So it's basically. Yeah.
So
that's cool.
It's a very, like I say, it was Frostburn rules are heavily used in this. So there's environmental stuff, weather, a lot of that kind of stuff. There's races in this adventure that you only find in the Frostburn book, as far as I know.
What's that? A race?
Yeah, they had snow goblins.
Okay. Okay.
They adapted. They have frost folk, which I believe are. And Sam would probably know better. They are the frost men from Bean Folio, I believe.
Yeah. I
There's
love
all kinds of Arctic themed. Bean Folio.
Yeah. That little straight river that is like almost look like a canal that goes in through. It's interesting because that ties in. It's a bit like someone had looked at Arneson's Blackmore map and put that in there as a little teaser or an homage to it. So
that's where you are getting close to his.
Yeah, because it's kind of I'm redesigning that area because his map is way more interesting than the Darlene-esque version of it, so to speak. Not because Darlene did a bad job, simply because the area was one of these corners that didn't get much attention.
No, we're going to put it on the map, but here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's there's way more you can do with it. Yeah.
So Wolfgang, of course, in this adventure, using what's offered. From this version of Blackmore, which does borrow. I don't know if Tonsberg is one of the Dave Arneson towns or not.
I'm not sure because Dave Arneson is a full setting and he's not way up in the Arctic, from what I understand. It's like a generic fantasy setting.
I'm just talking about the names, the labels.
Yeah, that he might have taken it from there. Yeah.
So yeah, Tonsberg's a neat little town. One of the things I like for that module is that you can buy dog sleds there. I just think that's
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
cool.
interesting. Like when else is your adventurers ever gonna come across dog sleds?
That can be very adventurous with dog sleds. Yep.
Yeah, I have that book. I think, or I got the green one from somewhere back there. It's got some good maps. Yes.
I
Let's see if
used
I
to
can
have
grab it.
that third edition book. I
I don't know if it's
traded it.
third or not. So hold on
It was
one
a
second.
hardback too.
Yep.
Anyhow, like I said, Raiders of the Black Ice, really good adventure to read. There is actually a sequel to this in Dungeon 126 called the Clockwork Fortress. And this is where the history of this area gets a little more development. And I think it would tie into the City of the Gods.
You gave it to me, but I pulled out this one.
You
gave me that third edition one, that page, and I thank you for it. And it's in a pile here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I see it. Yeah. There's some good maps in this too. So there's a lot here that is definitely nowhere near on the Animap, right? Lots of locations, lots and lots of locations on this one. And this one came from Daniel Boggs. Yep, it's nice.
Yeah.
Says
there's definitely an effort to try to get the feel of Arneson's Blackmoor in this little area just a little bit.
It's from 2022. He sent it to me.
Yeah, that was a D&D adventure, DA1 set in Blackmoor too. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the Greyhawk Blackmoor, but
I mean, the Come Back In is on your map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's heavily featured in the modules.
Yeah, Come Back
In.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Come Back In.
Which is right next to the ruins of Blackmoor. It's right outside it.
Which in the Greyhawk version, this surprised me when I was researching today. That Blackmoor Castle was ruined in 541. So only 30 almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Not that long ago. But it's overrun with orcs, of course, and that's who's currently occupying it. But
then we have to mention here that one of the original TSR early modules were Arneson's Blackmoor that came out for D&D, or at least by TSR. I'm not sure if it was actually labeled D&D or not. Oh yeah, it's labeled D&D. Yep.
Yeah,
so it was one of the early.
I don't know if see if I can pull this.
Early sample, but that one is has more rules than any real descriptions. Yeah, there's a little bit of there's a little map, and the Great Swamp of Meal is on the map, and there's
Blackmoor,
Lake Gloomy,
the dungeons of Castle Blackmoor.
Oh, cool!
That would be handy. Dungeons, Castle Blackmoor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I've always meant to run something there. That's one of the
books.
Like bucket list parts of the map I've never used, which I have used quite a bit of stuff multiple times. But I've never used that Blackmoor Ruins.
Well, I could say for 100% that I have used the. I'm gonna fall. I know I am. I'm trying to move this out of the way. I have used the adventure. That adventure, Raiders of Black Ice. I've definitely run. I thought there was one other one that was up there in Land of Black Ice as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Raiders had a sequel in that was when you stepped away. It's called Clockwork Fortress. That was Dungeon 126.
Yep.
And that's when you learn many thousands of years ago, before the Black Ice was there was a society that had automatons, probably the City of the Gods being the last vestige of that. And for whatever reason, the civilization went under, as they usually do, and then the Black Ice covered it over. So again, lore dump. It's a big lore dump. Wolfgang's injecting some like ancient history to the setting,
which is cool. But it's ancient history that's all speculation still.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like low key, like Eberron era, right?
Yeah.
When you have your Warforged and stuff. So it's kind of it's almost a way to backdoor bring Warforged in your campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, really good art.
Yeah, Wolfgang was always thinking about. He was smart, and that's why he has a company now. He's always tying in what's coming out with products that exist. He always did. Hey, David Keith, what's up? So he always was very smart with that. But yeah, so here you want your Eberron connection.
Right.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Now there's another place too, but we won't get into that.
In 3.5, those are called nimble rights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what their creative origins are, but they're called nimble rights.
Here, the Clockwork Fortress is on here. I want to see if it's on this map. Let's take a look if it's on the 115. It's not. All right, so it's not on the 115 map. It gets added to the 126 map. Mm-hmm. Clockwork Fortress, right there.
Yeah, and in the first adventure, you're just going after a
right. Okay.
This citadel at the Frostfold.
Cool.
Yeah, so like as to world building and everything, those two modules add a lot to the setting.
Yeah, to this area, 100%. 100%, they add a lot.
Like I said, it also details a lot of the monsters you can encounter there. One of the things I found interesting was woolly mammoths, which kind of goes without saying, right? It's Arctic.
Woolly mammoths are mastodons, woolies, right?
Sure. And then it occurred to me, if you wanted to have this like Lord of the Rings, Oliphant kind of thing in your wars, there's where they're coming from, right?
Yeah. I assume that Ius used them, and he imports them from the north and used them in the war. But
Oliphants are even bigger.
Oh yeah, yeah. But we can start with mammoths. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they actually TSR, and I have it downstairs. I'm not going to run and get it. Has a mammoth with a frost giant miniature on it. It's plastic, painted plastic. It's good. It's good.
We got that as well. I've never used it. I've never used it. It's so ridiculous.
It is, but it's a cool mini.
Yeah,
it's a cool mini. So, yeah. So, always like, well, if he gets unmounted, like I need both miniatures still, and so I need the individual ones too.
So I suppose the speculation, now that you have Clockwork Fortress to draw from, you can maybe assume that the Egakut is also somehow related to this business, right?
But,
see, it totally snowballs.
But true, but the Egakut wasn't in Arneson's, was it? Or was it in there? And it was a bust on a guy whose last name was the same as mine.
Yeah, but I think it was.
I don't know.
I think it is.
Oh, it is Egakut, because it was because the guy was a complainer all the time, so they busted his stones or whatever. Either his first name was Scott or his last name was Scott.
He's like the main nemesis of the Arneson Blackmore setting, I believe.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. GDQ 1-7. That could have been when it came out. No, it was in the 2000s. It was actually that GDQ came out well before it, and maybe they just think, oh yeah, let's make this mini up. Yeah. So there's the Egg of Coot. It's really big here on the. There we go. There's the Egg of Coot, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? So
yeah, what is that? We don't know.
It's a big egg, isn't it? It's a big mechanical egg, isn't it?
Yeah, there's something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a Timex watch or something. Click, 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 click. Yeah, it's detailed. Oh, was detailed in those books. Okay, so for those of you who want to, he's detailed in the books there, that 3rd edition book. So what we're going to do at some point, Jeremy, is we'll get Daniel Boggs back on. We haven't had him on for like 3-4 years since he gave me that book, and we'll have him go over all of it because he's the community expert. That's Alderon 2UC 2. So if you see him in chat, he's the guy you go to for all that is this area. So yeah, EGG is that old coot. Yeah, that old coot. You got it. All right. Well, that's great information, Mike. Look at that. You kicked it off well with 2 adventures too. You want to come up here?
Yeah, it's resource rich.
What are these called? XIG? What are the barbarians called up here?
Oh, It's a Z
with the
E
letter Z.
A I.
Z-A-I.
I say Z-I.
Z-A. Okay.
Z-A,
What is it?
Z-I.
So you have Krusky. What are they called? The
They're
Krusky.
just
They're
just
just a Z.
cousins of the
Frusty,
Krusty.
Krusky,
But these aren't. There's just
Z-I.
a Z. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Schnei, the Frusty, Krusky, and the Schnei. Yeah.
They removed it from 2024. Who cares, Chutch?
And they
Dynamics
are
maps. I'm sorry. I'm not being a smart ass, but they probably are like, we got to be careful. We do not want to get sued by the estate of. Right.
Oh well, Arneson, yeah, that is called Arn now and
Yeah, it's
not
called
Blackmore.
Arn.
So
Yeah.
yeah, which is kind of a good homage
I
and
can
I
roll
think a
with it.
decent way to get out of the
Right, but I think they're
conundrum,
like,
so
we
to
got to
speak.
get out of the Blackmore name.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. So
We don't
and
have
then,
to
but
though.
exactly, but they still, but they paid an homage to him by calling it Arn. So yeah.
So the question I have what is the average temperature in the summer in Blackmore and the castle?
That's
50?
probably like northern Alaska or Scandinavia or Siberia or something like that. So probably, yeah, you could probably go fairly high, like 70, 80s, maybe even occasionally. Because what you
Really?
have to what you have to realize that Earth has even stronger seasons. So the winters are
Right.
colder and the summers are hotter, because the time or there's even further south, the polar circle is further south. That means that it's colder in the winter because it's the larger area that is never seeing the sun at all in winter. But in
Right.
the
So it's
summer, you get the
permafrost.
opposite effect. That summers get hotter because there's even more of the northern polar area that doesn't the sun doesn't set. So I wouldn't be surprised if you occasionally can get temperature well into the 80s far north, so to speak.
Do you get that up in the tip of Sweden and Norway up there?
Oh yeah, you can get occasionally warm days because the thing is that when you get temperatures that are high, they stay high 24/7 because the sun is up 24/7, so it doesn't really cool off.
Okay.
So but those are few and far between. But the highest temperature can go really high, even up really far north. They can be high, but the problem is that they can also be low for long periods. Yeah. And or Earth probably has, since you have bigger actual tilts, that means that the winter get longer, more brutal and darker and colder, and the summers get even more brighter and so on and so forth. So you get more of a seasonal shift, so to speak.
If Fairbanks is under the Arctic Circle, though, Moose, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that, right?
Yeah. So I will bet that the highest temperature, but on the other hand, it's inland temperature get warmer, so to speak. The coastal temperature never goes up there.
Well,
so
that's
to
what I'm
speak.
saying, because
Yeah.
I imagine
If you're close to the coast, it never goes up. Meaning it's much warmer in Sweden and Finland than it is in Norway or Iceland up there in the summer.
right.
Because Iceland and you have the cold water around it, so to speak.
All
because the water never gets more than about 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. So it's about 38 degrees Fahrenheit, just a few degrees above freezing. That's temperature all year round. It doesn't matter, so to speak. And it's so cold that even the ocean water freezes, the surface water freezes. But as soon as you go down more than like 30, 40 feet, it's always 4 degrees Celsius because that's where the water is the heaviest, so to speak. So yeah, which is that weird thing with water, is that's why lakes and so on doesn't freeze over, because ice is lighter than warm water is lighter than heavier water, but then ice is even lighter than water. So it's that weird effect. So yeah.
Very cool.
I have a facetious question, Anna.
Yeah.
So if we're now calling it Arn, okay, then is it Arn Castle and Arn Bay?
David.
That's the thing, yeah. And just to mention Arn, if you're interested, there is a couple of series of books. Unfortunately, I don't think they were never translated to English, but there is a movie, a Swedish movie, that were originally 2 movies in Swedish about Arn, meaning the Arn, the Knights Templar, who is one of these half fictitious or characters that founded Sweden back in the day. It has some historical semblance, so to speak. And it's one of the most expensive European movies ever made, and it was really, really good. They made it back in 2008, and they made a subtitle version where they mashed the two movies into one like 3 hour long movie.
1980
and
folio looks like that.
yeah,
I'm talking
so that one, Arn, and it's a good medieval movie. If you want a medieval movie with a lot of sword fighting and writing and stuff, so it's really good. Knights Templars and stuff, and it's really, really good. And so Arn, and the guy who plays the main role, he's really good at writing. His parents were Olympian writing and stuff, so he's a master in the saddle, and he learned a lot about sword fighting and stuff for the roles. So he's not a good actor, but he's damn good at swinging a sword and being in the saddle. So he did all the stunts.
He's probably as good of an actor as Ragnar Lothbrok was in Vikings, right? That Australian
exactly,
dude.
and so he fits the role, but he's really good at fighting scenes, and he's good in the saddle, so that's why they picked him.
Quick sidebar. So we're watching the World of Warcraft movie, and that dude's got the main character in the World of Warcraft movie, right? And I forget who we were sitting with, and we're going like, this is okay, or whatever. And we look at each other, goes, he's playing Ragnar Lothbrok. That's the role character in the movie. So I love Vikings. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a good series.
We all fell in love with Catherine Winnick. Okay.
But if you liked Vikings, you should watch the Arn movie, because it's a good one that is set. Oh yeah, it's subtitles on the there's a subtitled version available. I'm not sure if it's available on some service somewhere. So but it's set like, what is it, like 300 years after the Vikings? So 300-400. It's about 1100, 1000, 1100-ish.
Oh, so they're
something
like
Christian. That. Yeah. Yep. That's the whole thing. He's a Knight Templar, and that's the whole thing, is the transition from being old heathens to becoming a country. It's about the struggle of becoming a country.
That's cool.
And in medieval terms, and it's a great movie, and I love it because it's about my home area, because one of the big battle that is in the movie was only 5 miles away from where I grew up.
Oh wow!
So it's so it's really, really cool.
You should get through all of it. I know it's a little goofy at that point with Ivar the Boneless character, but you should watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's
it's not historically accurate and the places, but it's a great. I love this. The series was a lot of action, cool stuff, and so
they smashed in about 120 years into 20. You know, because what's his name? His brother is really not his brother. The guy who takes rules Paris eventually. You know, God, what was it?
It's so funny. Now the side tangent that goes. I watched like a couple of years ago. I watched a Swedish movie about archaeology, about the Bronze Age and stuff, and I was like, that stone looks very familiar, and I was like, where I've seen that exactly. And then we realized that was outside in the apartment we lived for like 10 years when I grew up. It was outside our kitchen window, and I didn't realize. And it was all about the Bronze Age and early history of that area. And it was like, damn, and all the legends stuff. I wish I knew that when I was like a teenager, started playing role-playing games. I would have gone out there and kissed that stone or something if I knew all that going on. But
for me, it's just like for me, you know, with having all the Civil War stuff. I mean, not Civil War, Revolutionary War, right here. You know, and New Sweden is right here. So,
exactly. Yep. But anyway, that was a lot of tangents. Sorry about that. Yeah.
That's okay. It's time filler.
Yeah.
Nice.
College is called the Heroes of Blackmore, even though we only had time ventured on the Sword Coast. Well, that's okay. That's okay. All right.
But this area up in the icy coast is really the most forgotten area of the Flanies in a lot of ways. It's really disappearing. And also the northern coast of the Flanies is in many ways the longest coast of all of them, so to speak.
Uninterrupted, yes.
Yeah. So if you take from the Dramage Ocean all the way out, if you take all the icy coast, so to speak, is the longest. And it's really a forgotten area, but it's going to be such awesome to map it in detail, because all the black ice and stuff I'm looking forward to. I've been training in World Machine to do glaciers and stuff and try and make them black.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. Absolutely looking forward to it.
So it's fun. And I'm going to try and incorporate Arneson's geography under the black ice. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I have ideas. I talked to Dan about it a bit, and we'll see if we can. I have projects. Yep. Yep.
There's bound to be lakes.
Yes, exactly, and then we can freeze it over. So first have to make the what the mountains look like under Greenland, and then put the ice on top of it, so we know what it looks like when it was melted, and if it's going to melt again or stuff like that.
I want them to melt Antarctica and find that alien base where all the UFOs are coming from.
You should know. You're the country that were up there building bases.
No, I'm talking about Antarctica, not Greenland. Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah,
come
Greenland.
On.
The one base is completely buried.
The
World War II base is completely iced over, and they had
there's several bases that have been iced over, because if you have a base there for more than a few decades, it gets iced over by natural means, so to speak. Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. I mean,
but Antarctica, that might be. Yeah.
But definitely there's definitely a U.S. base up there that's completely sealed off and buried.
Yeah.
So all right. So now we're coming down. We come down to this area. This is Anna's area here.
Yeah, we have the burning cliffs, which I think are interesting in a lot of ways.
Please, Anna. Please, Anna, back it up.
Okay,
You're going too fast here.
Okay, sorry. Please. Yeah, we have please. We have Dragon Hills
Blackmore, which we've already talked Blackmore enough.
Yeah.
But between Blackmore and the Burning Cliffs, you have an area I can't find any information on.
What, Dragon Hills?
Dragon Hills.
Dragon Hills, yes.
Where is that from?
Hang on a second. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can
generic
find
that Google.
And there are no dragon lairs here, because Anna has dragon lairs everywhere all over this map, and there aren't any.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Now I need to.
There's nothing on the wikis or anything I can find Zavoda wise. It's like a mystery to me.
Sam, where do you know the Dragon Hills? Where's this come from?
Let's do.
It couldn't possibly be a living Greyhawk thing, because I don't think they did anything up there.
They killed someone on every square mile of land during Living Greyhawk. So odds are it could be. Even Sam doesn't know.
It's not on Wolfgang's Adventures.
Maybe Anna said it needs to be called something, and I'm just going to make it this.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I'd be fine with that.
Thank you.
Having an area that's.
I can say I've never had characters come through this area, the Dragon Hills. Never.
We'll see what we can get here.
There are no.
They are from Arneson's.
Oh, okay. It's part of Arneson. Okay.
Yep, they're part of Arneson's.
Blackmore.
Yep.
What's it? Does it have a description on what? Let me see if I can find it in here.
That we have to.
I will go to this and see if there is a, what do you call it in the back? Dragon Hills. Look, I'm actually being useful. It's twice, page 49 and 152. Let's go to page 49. I would have never thought that I'd be contributing.
There you go. Yep.
49.
What book are you looking at?
It's the Blackmore thingy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The Dragon Hills swarm with hideous mutations more frightening than anything a child's imagination could muster. These monstrosities resemble grossly disfigured men who stalk the world as an army of living nightmares. Few and brave enough to stand against these abominations, and fewer still are able to triumph over them. Those few men and women who are able to successfully stem the flow of these creatures are dragon knights. The Peshwa of the Plains of Hot call them the Shillatan dragon knights, and those Afridi who have met these fierce warriors call them Gorson, dread swords. Originally hailing from the Duchy of Dragonia, wherever that is in Blackmore, dragon knights are fiercely proud and protect the world from incursions of chaos and madness. The dragon knight ranks represent all races in the north. So there you go. Look at that.
All right then. So not a nice place.
So it sounds like evil mongrel men types, or I'm not doing it. You could do draconians if you wanted to from Dragonlance, or you could do half dragons if you really are crazy. So there you go. You can do whatever you want up there in the Dragon Hills.
I would blame the Egg.
Yeah, we can always blame.
Nowhere
Yeah,
near there, right? That's
oh, it depends on how you see him.
Yeah, the Egg of Coot is like
It's
got to be
a couple of
500
hundred
miles.
miles away. Yeah.
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 Which it's not local, but on the other hand, it's in the same part of the world, kind of thing. So yeah.
BB's right. The clan from Fiend Folio
Coolins.
are on the they are on the encounter charts for this area.
Oh, there are encounter charts for this area. Wow. So Coolin makes sense because they're very chaotic evil, but they're not mutated. They're just like 10 feet tall, and they're insane, right?
Well, if they used to be human and now they're 10 foot tall, that's kind of a mutation.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right on that. Yeah, true, man. True. Yeah, but yeah, this is there. All right, so we know something about it.
Yep.
So it looks like even Ayu stays away from it.
Yeah, it's outside of his backyard, so to speak. It's too far away.
It's adjacent to the the waste.
The waste.
Yeah.
So now it's like you're gradually getting into the bad spots when you go to Dragon Hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
the waste is an interesting area. There's some really weird locations where hands go to die and the folly and
the Dungeon of Bleeding Walls.
Bleeding Walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annie's Lake. That sounds cool. Yeah.
Lands
of the Cursed Witch. Yeah.
Yeah. Here it is. Madman tribes are all in this area here.
That's related. Yeah.
I want to know what the Cursed Witches are. That's very cool.
Witch.
Let's see if I can find out where that comes from.
It may give me a little connection there. I may have to, because I use a lot of witches, so maybe it's worthwhile.
There's my map of the wastes. I know you love so much.
Oh yes, I love that. It says wastes across it. Yes, and it's upside down too. Well, hold on one second. Let me. I'll bring that up.
It is wastes centric. North is to them is south.
That's true. Sounds off. All right, so I can do that. I can go here and go here. There we go. Boom. Yep. The Barrens and all it's there. So there's a lot of stuff here that's really disturbing. So yes, Mike has an Altamira map like that too. With that, so very cool. So
let's see here. Here is.
So some of them places are kind of interesting. Dungeon of Bleeding Walls. I had to refresh my memory on. Apparently, it's a kind of like multi-level dungeon where you got were-rats and vampiric drow. Apparently.
Carlos did an adventure. Isn't it the Sanguine Halls? Isn't that the same one?
Ooh, no.
Yeah, Carlos has an adventure there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, yep. Absolutely. Let me see. So if you go and you haven't bought Horror in the Holes already, you can buy that with that one. Where? I'm looking for a shout out. Oh my gosh. There we go. Yep. Cool. So, the wastes. What's it say about them in general?
Unfortunately, it's the typical, magical catastrophe is the rumor. Twin cataclysms, no less. So, who knows? If you want to date this area back to the rest of this bitter north, it could have been a settled area at one time, and then
it looks like areas of Siberia where they had volcanism for thousands of years, and that's just what's left there. That's what it looks like. And then you get the burning cliffs, which probably are, supposedly. It sounds like there's a hot spot under here, kind of like Yellowstone with the burning cliffs, right?
Right. There could be a natural reason for it.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's if you want a natural thing on it,
as opposed to a gate to the elemental plane of fire.
Well, which could be in magical, it could make sense too. Yeah. What about Folly and Melted Fane?
Folly, I'm not really up on, but I think that's in I Is the Evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Melted Fane, though, is from your Dungeon 77 homage to White Plume Mountain.
Right.
The Corruptus adventure.
Corruptus Come-A-More.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Melted Fane.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
I like that adventure. It's got some good art in it. I believe the artist in that module is the same artist who did the Vecna graphic novel that that Gary loves so much.
I don't have Dungeon 77. You said 77, right?
77.
For Dungeon. I should have it. Normally I type in a number and it pops right
The
up.
Realm of Pyrenees, yes. I saw a reference somewhere that worshippers of Pyrenees go there on pilgrimage. So yeah.
So we come here and we go, here it is. So if you thought the Legacy Corruptus ended with White Plume Mountain, think again. This is Andy Miller, who's done a lot of writings. Done a lot. So we go to 32. So the only good hero is a dead hero. So this adventure was inspired by the Adventures of White Plume Mountain. So yeah, it's it can go real bad if I recall. This is high level, right? 8 to 12. Yeah, it's high level for that.
Which dungeon was this?
77.
77. Thank you.
Yeah.
So between that and Carlos's adventure,
you got
there's a lot going on up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you lean into the Burning Cliffs, which is heavily detailed, I believe, in Greyhawk Adventures.
Yeah, it's one of the locations from there, I think.
I'll open that up in a second.
You could spend some time in this area, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I believe I ran this. I'm not going to look it up now, though. Let's see, I'm trying to find the end here. Normally when it says what happens at the end, I remember if I ran it or not. As you can see, these adventures are long too. A lot of the dungeon adventures early on are long, and you can, if like, for example, if you're just getting into Greyhawk now, and you can get a hold on the first 125 dungeons, which probably in there's probably 50 adventures. It's probably low that are Greyhawk specific, and there's a lot that you can move into Greyhawk pretty easily. You never have to. That's enough for a lifetime, right? Now, I've run most of them because my campaign's 46 years long, right? But what I'm saying is, if you're just starting now, you never have to. Of course, you want to homebrew your own games, but I'm saying there's enough really great adventures.
Yes.
That you don't know about because that's why we're trying to show you some of these ones. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just there's a demiplane in this. That's right, Devastus. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep. Pretty nasty. It's a pretty nasty adventure. So, and Corruptus is the bad guy in both White Plume Mountain and Return to White Plume Mountain. And in my game, because Return to White Plume Mountain, something happens, and Corruptus is kind of around again. But that's a little trick. So, the wealth of the AD, exactly, probably see this, the wealth of the AD&D area. Just awesome stuff. So, good one there, Mike, catching that one too.
So I looked into Folly.
Yep.
In I Is the Evil.
Yep.
And apparently it is an entire village of stone buildings that are in good shape, but there's no evidence anyone has ever lived there.
Right. So
and the rumor on here says that Zagig might have built it.
So what it is it's that city that's on the border of North Korea that they have people walk through that really no one lives there. So it's just, but it's all stone, right? It's not wood, it's stone. So it could have been there forever.
Yeah, and it says that there are water wheels, water mills, lighthouses, and other stuff that have no
why would a lighthouse
reason to
be
be
there in the middle of the boat?
Yeah.
So it's once again, it could be, and if we're talking about the 1E 2E era, it could be a failed transport of a town using a high level, 9th level spell, because in the Tome of Magic, a spell came out called Estate Transference.
I've used that before.
Yes, where you can take it a certain amount and you can move it to another plane, and but there's chances it'll screw up, and that's what A Miracle of the Chaotic did in what was it, Apocalypse Stone, or is it Apocalypse Stone, or is it Paladin in Hell? I think it's one of those two.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So
it's also what Riri probably did to put his tower from Lapala in Ket to the Bright Desert.
To the Bright Desert, absolutely. So this could be a failed, and it's just folly, and then so just to
it's another Doom Grinder. No.
Well, there's no
one is one too many. Is that the?
He just that's a pose.
It's that safe distance from where you normally adventure.
So you can't turn the Doom Grinder. So look,
that's why the wastes are the wastes.
If you go due south, it runs right through Altamira. Damn. My God. You just made me belch up. My
Damn, you're almost spot on. No, it's a little bit east. It's closer to but not by much. That's for sure. It's very close.
That was a guess.
It's very, very, very close to Altamira. Yeah, it's going south.
The reason I did that was, Coach Roos was talking about Ottawa and Mike, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? In like 200 years, it will have been hit. It will hit Altamira. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it doesn't compute in my head that Ottawa's due north of Philadelphia. It just doesn't compute in my head that that's the way it is.
That was what is?
Ottawa's due north of Philly.
And Philly.
I just in my head though, I think it's further west because of.
Okay, well, that's geography.
It's the subprime meridian.
So that's why I guessed that this was close. That Altamira was close to being due south of it. So.
Oh yeah, it's this one is only just slight east of Altamira, but not by much.
It was a good.
It was a very good guess. Yeah.
So.
Very good guess. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So all right. Let's do the Burning Cliffs. We got to go to Greyhawk Adventures for this.
Yeah. And that's also where the wastes come from. It's mentioned in that.
So hold on.
I
already have them in my folder.
Yeah, I think the wastes are not mentioned in the folio.
No, it's mentioned in the adventure in the Burning Cliffs section there. So
yeah.
Do it, Mike. Come on, Mike. Instead of the Burning Cliffs, the Thunder Cliffs.
The Cliffs of Insanity?
I hear. It's the Thunder Cliffs. And they swim out. 13th Warrior. They're trapped down there. They chase it all the way down.
It's a good movie. I liked
Great movie.
Yeah.
Burning Cliffs, page 96. What the hell?
I never understood this. Like in the glossography, there's not even an encounter chart for the wastes, and under the category wastelands, they don't have.
They don't even have the wastes. Is it on the Darlene map, by the way? Hang on a second. Let me. I don't think it is.
Burning Cliffs are.
Oh, Burning Cliffs are. Yeah, but the wastes probably not. But let me double check that.
Make sure I don't have too much open. Okay, good. Don't want too much open here or I'm going to blow everything up.
It says wastes. So yeah, the Burning Cliffs are not, but wastes are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a wasteland. It's just its name is Waste, but it doesn't even have an encounter table in the wasteland.
And in I Use the Evil, it's called the Barren Wastes because by then the Rovers of the Barrens have been drove out and they kind of just it's all one big area.
This is a good example of the fact that the map making and the writing of books are not always coordinated well enough, so to speak. So
All right.
Speaking of that, I realized that email I need to send.
Stretch of land facing the icy sea between the cold marshes and the forlorn forest is one of the least trodden regions of the planet. Not even the rovers see much profit in it. Refer to this as the waste. Even the poorest parts of Flanders have their wonders, however, in this case, the burning cliffs, named for the northern border of the icy sea. So, in fact, regions are burning, extend a good distance inland. So, mix Mauna Kea with that hole in Turkmenistan, right?
Well, Iceland has a lot of stuff that burning crap comes out of.
But that hole in Turkmenistan's been burning for 60 years, right?
Oh yeah,
that's when natural gas comes out.
Right,
so yeah,
right. And combine that with like Mauna Kea, who's like it's a steady. Same with Iceland, steady flow. It's not a huge explosive.
We'll have to make sure to, if next time Malden's on here, ask him about the burning.
Yeah, we have to have natural fire. Yeah.
So if Malden comes on, we get to bust him. So Sunday, I asked him. I sent him a message saying, "When do you want to do?" He wants to do one on geology, and I was like, "When do you want to do it?" And he didn't respond. So if he had said yes, we'd be doing geology tonight. But that's he didn't. Yeah, so, let's see here. Fire would make the local cliffs more bearable. In fact, the smoldering and steaming rubble gives it rather more heat than is comfortable. So, in 523, one storage of the hold of Stonefist failed in an attempt to advance himself by less than traditional methods. Poisoners. All right. So it sounds like. Oh, look, storage appeared in divers. That is wonderful. Storage robs. Storage is death. A number of individuals have attempted the burning cliffs. Some have entered by paths, which are now occasionally evident through the region. None who have penetrated deeply into the land of the burning cliffs have returned. A number of reports indicate that Eyes and Horn Society have taken an interest. This is before. This is early 1E2E, everyone. That's why. And Melf book stuff, where we're going to have them separated again. What purpose is this unknown save the rulers of the Dorkhan Molag? Some persons have erected an altar to Pyremus along the northern coast. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So 1 to 4 points of heat, 1 to 4 points of poison damage. It's yeah. So first level characters, 0 levels are dead in 1 round. Here, this is fun. The residents of the area are all from the plane of fire.
That's pretty telling.
The wily Storage's boasts are true to the hill. He passed through to the city of Brass itself. So there is a gate, and made off with some minor treasures. As a result, residents are now learning for intruding vermin. Unless the connection to plane of fire is broken, the burning cliffs region will continue to grow, much to the delight of the cult of Pyremus. So there you go. Well, that's interesting. It's a big area. That's a large area.
Yeah, it's a couple of 100 miles east to west. Yeah.
The melted fane technically is not in that. So, and who knows where Pyremus is? The Pyremus thing. Well, that too. It could be that too, Polycetus. I mean, a lot of that. Oil field fires, or I'll say near me, Centralia, Centralia, PA. It's only been going on since 1960. That fire. Now the whole town's gone. Like I said, if you want to see a documentary on that, go on YouTube. There's a PBS documentary from 1980 on it, and it's hosted by Martin Sheen's voice. It's actually Martin Sheen from 1980. It shows all the stuff that's going on for all those years, and that was only 20 years in. So, yeah. And we'll be for another. Yep, Bill, you're right. I mean, we only live like 125 miles from there. So, what's going on, dude? Yep.
They're burning pits when natural gas seeps out.
In Turkmenistan, and it's a gas pit. It's called the pit.
It was part of the Soviet Union back in the day. So that
they're crazier now than they ever were with the Soviet Union. That is the most repressive nation. It's worse than North Korea there. Everything is white marble.
I wouldn't say it was worse than North Korea, but it's one of the worst regimes. Yes, it's one of the worst regimes. But it's
the ruler's insane. Yeah.
Well, there are many rulers that are insane. Unfortunately,
no, not that level, Anna. I mean, literally, they're demolishing normal houses and saying you have to build with white marble.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only building material you're allowed to use.
Well, they've had oil income, so and gas, so they've had money for a while. That runs out soon. Yep.
Yeah, it will. So that's an interesting one. The burning cliffs here. What's Ice Gate? Go.
Ice Gate. I think that's an Eye is the Evil as well.
Yeah, cool. I think so. It's from there, I think. Yep.
And then there's Sunk Sands is supposedly rare. It's too far down though.
Yeah, let's see if I can find Ice Gate. Yeah, it's Eye is the Evil. Yep. It's an elliptical interdicted cyst lying below a complex maced dungeon level. Yep.
Oh my.
So it's said to be beholder infested.
Oh, really?
Infested. That's a strong word.
Yeah, exactly. When it's infested with beholders, it sounds bad. It whispered to have a gate capable of bringing forth Galugan Batesu from the nine hells and have been sacked by Oridian servants of Foltus and Heronius some 300 years ago. That's basically what we know about the Ice Gate. Yeah.
So beholders and devils.
And devils, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And being sacked by brave priests and paladins and stuff.
So you got burning cliffs, and then not that far away, apparently a gate to hell as well.
Yeah. But a beholder infested gate to hell.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's really cool. And then we have the tomb of Zunkt's hands. Zunkt, wizard priest of the quasi-mythical Isles of Woe. Yep. Sunk below the near Div in prehistory, said to have had his body sundered into 100 parts to thwart any attempt of resurrection. Their portions were scattered by the winds, burned in fire, dissolved in acid waters, and buried below the earth. And somehow his hands end up here.
That means there's 98 other parts.
Yeah, or something. Somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. It has golems and all sorts of nasty stuff in there, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. Flesh golems, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everywhere's lovely so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Dogwind Bay.
Dogwind Bay.
What we got?
Let's see what we can find of Dogwind
I'm looking for
Bay.
something. I can't find it. Yeah. I'm having trouble here.
Dogwind Bay is where I believe the rovers that have been displaced by Ayus camp out.
Oh, okay. One of them.
Because there should be a settlement.
It's Ayus the Evil as well. Yep. Let's see what we can find something of. Let's see. Search Dogwind.
I'm not having luck looking for what I'm looking for.
Dogwind.
I'm trying and I'm having what's that?
Yeah, it's Dogwind Bay is a semi-permanent encampment of some 2,000 rovers with their Ataman Durishi Greathound and a handful of tribal warrior leaders.
Cool.
Yeah, so I added Dogwind Bay on the map, but they have a camp there somewhere. So yeah, it's one of these inferred names that I put on the map because it was like,
Right.
2,000 rovers at that time period in 591. That's a significant portion of the surviving population.
So Kishinen is the place where
the tent city.
The rovers are hanging out. On the later maps, Kishing is actually on there as well. So and with heraldry and stuff. So yeah,
because it wouldn't have been there in 576.
No, that's true. Yep.
Yeah.
So Dogwind Bay is on the 598 map, and Dogwind Bay is marked there. So yeah. So that's from Ayus the Evil.
Interestingly, given your map of the wastes, Anna,
yeah,
all those bays could have names, right?
Oh yeah, there are lots of. I made the coastline more interesting than normally. It's basically just screwed over that way. I wanted to make it fjord-like and kind of cool because northern and something we have to remember is that when we get to coastlines that far north, they are usually so harsh because they have been periodically frozen over, so there is no soil to speak of. They only get like a little bit of soil between ice ages for like a few thousands of years, and then they get scraped off again. And so that means that and there's very little vegetation, so not much, because that's where soil comes from. It's from dead plants and a few dead animals. But so when you have a lot of ice in cold areas, soil doesn't accumulate much. There's like a very thin soil layer, and coastlines are bare rocks and boulders and cliffs and not much else at all. If you go to Greenland or Svalbard or something like that, you find pebble beaches, boulder beaches, cliffs and hills and mountains that are scraped bare.
Svalbard is the one place in the world where you don't need a what to travel to, Anna?
Oh, you don't need a special visa.
You don't even need a passport, I don't think.
I think you need a passport because the only flight to go there goes from Oslo, so you don't get that. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but you don't need a special visa to go to Svalbard because it's kind of a semi-international territory, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So you need to come from somewhere, but you don't need a special permit to be there or stuff like that. So yeah.
So I want to point something out here. You got Tim Split Rock, right, all the way down here for the Rovers, right? This is a Tim, Ever Mysterious Tim location from his Rovers campaign. But neither of these rivers are named, Anna.
No, they're not, and they were not. They're not named because they were not on the Darlimit map or anything. Because there are very few rivers that go north. Exactly. So I added rivers that flow north because there should be rivers that flow north occasionally. So yeah.
Well, that's
so
cool.
It's one of my added additions, so to speak.
Nice. Yep. All right.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Split Rock's a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So he's got it all mapped out and stuff where it's a butte or a plateau that's split in half. You know, it's pretty cool. But if you're playing in Tim's game, you're gonna die. So.
Yeah, but it's also appropriate because a lot of rocks get split up in really when it's cold, because what happens is that water seeps in when it thaws in the summer, and then when it freezes in the winter, it splits the rocks, so to speak.
So
yeah.
Where are they worried about that the most in the United States?
That I'm not really sure.
Oh, there's a big place. They got to check it. They check monthly.
Uh-huh.
Is it Mesa?
It's a monument.
Oh.
Devil's Tower?
Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Because they're always worried about the cold getting in behind the heads and then freezing and then crack. Yeah, so they're always they're fixing cracks all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that is when you have temperature that freezes over from time to time, that becomes a real problem, and you can see because because water is very strong when it freezes. It can crack even the most mighty of stones, so to speak.
And people say, well, Mount Rushmore is going to be here for thousands of years. It may be, but there's pieces are going to be all over. It's going to look worse than the Sphinx in 1,000 years if they don't maintain it, right?
It's a major force of erosion, not only water that falls as rain or whatever, but that seeps in, melts, and then freezes over. That is really
so we don't
a force of
we don't have much along here. This is a lot of open, and it's forest, so it's not frozen over.
Yeah, but we have one of the coolest names. I think the Forlorn Forest and the Rock Forest, I think, are the coolest forest names in the whole of Greyhawk in my.
What's the other forest?
The Rock Forest over in the east, in the stone. Yeah, we get to that.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We get there. Yeah.
All right.
But those are the two coolest forest names, in my opinion. They're really cool.
Well, we actually have a keep up here.
Yep.
So, once again, you have all these rivers that you added that.
Yeah, I added rivers, and once you do more detailed maps, there will be even more rivers added.
Absolutely,
so yeah,
100%.
Lots of that. So I named one east of the Forlorn Forest. I named that one Fang River because it goes to White Fanged Bay, so that's why I put it Fanged River.
Is this a conifer forest?
Yes, at those, yeah, but not necessarily, because in some areas, even far north, you get these birch trees and a few other species that can actually grow, but they grow at certain, and because the weird thing, what happens is that they it can get so cold that it stints the growth of trees once you get to
Right.
either at very high altitude or when it gets really cold. But if there are some trees that, like birch and a few other species of trees, they grow smaller and smaller and smaller, and they can grow, but they only grow in the summer. So because the sun is up 24/7, then there are areas really far north that have these, and these are these trees with white bark with black patches on them, so to speak. That's one of the few species of deciduous forest that can actually grow really far north. There's a couple of other species too, but birch is one of the hardiest species when it comes to that.
Is this actually one that we can look in the 80 or 83 box set?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the original.
Yeah, Forlorn Forest is named on the Darlene map, so
it's forlorn.
Yeah, exactly. It's Forlorn, which is a cool name. Yeah. Yeah, but I would say it's probably 90% or 95% like pines and spruces and similar trees. And lark trees. Lark trees is what a lot of the Russian taiga is made up of. And that is actually a pine tree or like a spruce that drops its needles in the winter.
What's it called? Lark?
Yeah, lark trees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because here I'm looking and seeing northern. They have alder, balsam, birch fir, oak, scrub, pine, sablewood.
Yeah.
In this list here.
Yeah, but oak and others, they are not that far north, so to speak. They are not the last. Yeah, exactly. They're not the last ones to be close to, because you have the tree line where the tundra starts, so to speak. Right. And the last ones are the evergreens and birch and a few others. And they get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then so you find these tiny trees that are a few inches or like a foot long, and they can be hundreds of years old. And then eventually there's nothing more than like grass and moss and lichens and there's also a heather is and you have a heather is one of these plants that is really hardy up there that has these purple and pale flowers that are really gorgeous. Yeah.
The Forlorn Forest is an evergreen woodland of fair size which lies just south of the ICC and whose eastern edge marks the boundary of the Rovers. Even these fierce nomads avoid the Quagga tribes which prowl the forest.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I use the evil goes a little farther and says that there are ketch in the forest.
I just used ketch a couple of adventures ago.
Yeah. And it says 1,000 ogres live in the Forlorn Forest.
I could see that.
So ogres, ketch, and quaggas. Sounds pretty dangerous.
And an area like that in a fantasy world can be good living, especially in the summer, because the hunting can be really good. There's a lot of animals. There's like tons of birds that come there to nest in the summer, and lots of animal life. So summers can be really productive hunting wise.
1,000
and also the coast
over that area is not a lot. That's a huge area.
That's like a few. That's like, what is it, like
one per
10,000 square miles or something like that.
Yeah, one per. What's Karsten's Keep all about?
Let's see if we can find what that is about.
Yeah.
I already know.
Yeah, those rings from the zagging treasure. Yeah, that's right.
Hang on a second.
Oh, that's right, Sam. The rings,
the ogre summoning.
The 1,000 rings.
Karsten's Keep. Yep.
Karsten is.
I think it's easier to go to ogre meet than the Forlorn Forest.
Much easier.
A little easier. Karsten is the wizard that you meet in the adventure 5 Shall Be One.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He is your initial little, like, he gets the thing started off, kind of. So he's a Sewell wizard.
I wish I could like the food there, Patrick. But
lives on White Fanged Bay.
Yep, that's why I put it there. Yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to put it there. So yeah.
Okay. So 5 shall be 1 and Howl from the North both appear up here, everyone, as we're getting closer to Stonefist.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about Stonefist and we'll bring both those adventures up as we're coming down here, because here we go.
I can definitely see that in a fantasy setting, there could be a lot of reasons to go there, especially in the summer, because the hunting is good, the fishing is probably great and stuff. So there's a lot of way to support yourself summertime, but then you have to build the supply and kind of eke out the winter, which is probably really bad up there because it's pitch black and really, really cold for like 3-4 months a year, 6 months.
I read White Fang Bay has walruses, seals, and killer whales.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cookie Monster. All right, so we got Vlekstad, which is the capital, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Permel, and then we got Garrick Enkdal, which we just recently talked about. Daryl Enkdal.
And then we have to the east, we have a place, Kelton, that I think is cool, that is semi-autonomous or whatever it is, so to speak. They're kind of, they're special.
This is post-Darlene, though. This was not on the Darlene map.
No, I think this is from the Ashes and stuff like that when it was mentioned.
Kelton?
Yeah.
I'm
not sure.
It is. I bet it is on her map.
No, but the
Kelton is on the Darlene map.
Yeah, but not the whole, not the area as its own.
No, they were mentioned later
country.
on. They were the
town is
and the Ataman ship, and also Kelton.
No, I did not run them. I wasn't interested because that leads those two adventures lead into doing From the Ashes, right, Mike?
Yeah,
kinda.
Well, I mean, From the Ashes is gonna happen anyways, even if the barbarian adventures were never even brought up.
Right. We did not run them. So
it is supposed to start it off, and then famously drops the ball and never mentions them again.
Yeah, true. Well, and Carl Sargent did the first one, so yeah.
Yeah. If Carl had done the whole 5 shall be 1 thing, it would have been a lot better.
Mike ran both
sucks. I not only ran both of them, I adapted both of them to run in the Sea Princes. So I've run it twice technically.
There you go. So your thoughts on what's the premise of these, Mike? If you give us a quick synopsis.
Great.
For those,
so there are
new on here.
It's a artifact quest. There are 5 Blades of Chorus, famous Sewell swords from history that have been scattered throughout the north. And the legend is, if they're all brought together, like a good fantasy story, if they're all brought together, then you can free the great god of the North, Vatun, from his imprisonment and unite all the barbarian clans into one big nation. Sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the first one, right?
It's a scam.
And then Howl from the North. There's not a battle system in this one, right?
Yeah, there is a little, I think.
Yeah.
So the first one you deal with the first 2 swords, and then I think maybe it's the first 3 swords, and then the Howl from the North is the rest of the swords. And it just takes you to various places in the north as you're trying to acquire these items. And right, BB Sargent was playing a 3rd module, which then they punted, and that became the Greg Wars box set.
Right.
Yeah. But no, the second adventure was written by someone else, and it's not as good. It is.
I don't even know who this guy is. Dale Slade Henson.
No idea either.
He's done other work. I'm not going to knock the guy, but compared to the Carl Sargent one is good.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend running it. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The follow-up is trash compared to the Carl Sargent one.
Yep.
And so that's why when I decided to run it again, I rewrote it myself, because just the whole thing was a mess.
Polly, that's funny. You're saying this stuff burned Carl out. I think writing a Night Below box set probably burned Carl out. I mean,
how many years were these written? Meaning, how many years were Carl active with TSR stuff? Must have been almost 10 years or something, or like at least 4 or 5 years, or
he did
more.
the entire Frigid box set. We know that he just put Doug.
But he did tons of other stuff too, so he was very prolific there for some years.
The guy could not have slept.
No,
exactly. He worked like crazy.
I understand. I'm just busting. So all right, so
Warhammering of Greyhawk. Yeah.
So
I didn't have a problem with that. Back in the day when I was playing Warhammer roleplay fantasy, I always thought to myself, this would work great with Greyhawk.
Yeah, and there you go. That was the reason.
Yeah.
Very, very light on magic in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Very light on it. Yeah.
Because using magic in Warhammer can screw you up bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well.
Yeah, baby, I think you're right, because there was a whole framework for this 5-sword story, and yeah, it seems like Henson had just had to work with what he was given, right?
Sounds like it. I mean,
well, that's the usual story when you do commission work for big publishers. Yeah.
All right. So, so it looks like there's different like sub areas up here. Like you got Amaran.
Yeah, the Araman ship, and that was me trying to make sense of it. So I tried my best to squeeze it in, but I didn't invent them. But yeah.
Bastro is on the Darling map. Araman is in the Howl from the North, the second module.
Yeah,
Howl from the North.
They come from there, most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And they are both like 1,500 people, pretty big for that area, I guess.
There's like 5,000 square miles, and they're 1,500 people, so they're not overpopulated.
Is this all tundra?
Yeah, that's tundra or close to it, so to speak. Yeah.
Now, David Leonard actually did a blog post on.
David was on for about 10 seconds, and he linked something, and then
really,
yeah.
Okay. He was today. On today?
Yeah.
Wow.
He came on, linked something, and left.
Okay, but anyway, that means that he's still with us and connects to the community. That's fantastic.
Well,
that's
I
such
wonder
a good
if
news.
it was these articles I'm mentioning then, because back in I wrote it down in October 22, 2022, he did an article on Bastro.
It probably was.
Yeah. Very lengthy article too.
All right.
Yeah, I have the link here.
Yeah. He did a lot of writing on the Stonefist areas and Krusky, amen. So he's
it's blog spot for him, right?
Yeah.
And usual fantastic present.
And what was it called? It's Greyhawk Musings. What was it?
Oh, I put the link in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Sure, you found it. Yep, there you go.
I just want to search Bash.
Yeah, so I was surprised to find he had the most information on that area.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Here, all right. Bastro and Armament. Right.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of docs and stuff. Yeah.
He finds cool illustrations and stuff too. So yeah.
As I recall, Araman is where the battle system part of that module takes place.
Okay.
Yeah. You fight against you fight against Stonefist. It's like barbarians against Stonefist.
We even have a city map of Araman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Araman. Yeah.
It's Bastra.
City map was maybe to stretch it. Town map, maybe 1,500 people spread out over that area.
Beautiful
you don't need to live dense.
Araman.
Yeah. You don't need to live dense. It's like the city of Kiruna in Sweden has the biggest footprint geographical boundaries of any city in the world, and it only had like 14,000 people, and it's larger than LA in city limits. So you can drive for half an hour and it's only forest, and then you see another house,
Nice.
and there's like you come there, and the signs say you're in the city of Kiruna, and then you drive for half an hour, you see one house, and then you drive another 20 minutes, and you see one more house.
Yeah. So there
But
you
you're
go.
technically in the city.
Bastro is on stilts. That's
Okay.
interesting.
But that is common when you if you build on permafrost, you need to be, because things have a tendency of being engulfed in when there's permafrost, and because the surface area melts, and then there's like things. So if you build a house on it, and also what happens is that if you heat the house and it melts what's under it, it will sink through the permafrost. So that's why you have to build. If you build on Svalbard, for instance, then you have to build on stilts, because the house needs to be insulated from the ground under it. So yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
In here, I thought that was just for like swampy things or something.
No, it's when it's that cold, because it will disappear into the, because if you warm it routinely, it will melt through the permafrost. Yeah.
Very cool. Good get on that, Mike.
Yeah,
Finding
yeah.
David's stuff.
Yeah.
I know he was on for like 10 seconds.
Well, that's
yeah,
good.
that's cool.
I can't
Yeah.
scroll that far back, I don't think. No.
He probably saw your broadcast for ICC and his
Yeah.
his little.
But
Yeah.
that's fantastic. He keeps in touch. That's so cool,
Yeah.
because I miss him and his all his cool articles. Yeah.
He retired. He retired from his job. He kind of
Yeah. And
retired
then he
here
probably
too.
bought a yacht and sailing around the world, or in Bahamas or something
He
like that
lives in
now.
the bitter north.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he used to. Yeah.
he used to. I'm not sure if he
Yeah.
does still.
Oh, you
Yeah.
think he moved?
I wouldn't
Well,
be
wouldn't
surprised
you?
if you retire and you live in a mining
Well, last time
town.
I talked to him, he
Oh,
was,
okay. Maybe he stays there. Yeah.
the foot was 6 foot tall and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. Nothing there.
Yeah. And I try to be a little bit artistic with this stuff, but you get microclimates even up north, so to speak. So you can have areas that have way more, because a lot of people think that you only need cold to have ice. No, but you also need humidity. So areas that are really cold, they become deserts. Like Antarctica is some of the driest parts of the planet, because if it never warms up, it never rains. So areas that have a lot of ice, that means that they have to, in order to get buildup of glaciers and ice, they need to warm up enough that you get rain and snow and stuff like that. Because if it's really bitterly cold, it's also very, very dry. So because the cold air can't hold much humidity. So that means that you get the colder it gets, the drier it gets, simply by sheer physics, so to speak. So areas with that you have a lot of ice, they are not that cold, so to speak. So that's why areas that are bitterly cold, the coldest areas on Earth, for instance, like Antarctica, are big. They have valleys that are ice free and are deserts technically, because they're completely dry.
Here's the Horak Forest in Big Seal Bay.
Yep. And you can get like,
yeah,
when you have big mountains like that, you can get like jet stream, and you can get effects that can be locally warmer in one area than the other and stuff like that. So I just try to play with it a bit and stuff. So it's nothing scientific, but I just wanted to have some variation and stuff. So yeah. Freeze dried, exactly. Yep. That's why you can have mummified things. So when you find stuff that have been frozen and freeze dried up in dry, cold areas, you can have some of the best fossils and preserved things that have been preserved for thousands of years, and they are almost like they were frozen yesterday or a few decades ago. Yeah.
All right. So what do we know about these two, Horak Forest and Big Seal Bay?
I don't think we know much about them at all. Let's see, rock. Let's see what we can find about rock. Yeah.
Going by the glossography encounter charts, the Horak forest is just like the forlorn forest.
Right.
Right down to the encounters, ogres and such. I imagine Stonefist probably hunts a lot in there. Obviously, it's in their country. But it's also like a border between Stonefist and
the Ice Barbarians.
Krusky.
Yeah.
So it's a huge natural border that's probably untouched.
Yeah, big forests like that tends to be impenetrable, so to speak. Yeah.
So
especially some, and it's interesting because it's usually a lot easier to travel in winter in cold climate, weirdly enough, than it is in summer, because in winter the lakes and the rivers, they flat water surfaces freezes over, and they are great areas to travel through. So you can travel across lakes and big rivers and stuff over the ice, and it works really well. In the summer, things melt, and believe me, Arctic tundra and forests like that in summer are terribly, they're full of mosquitoes, and you fall into, and if you experienced a swamp area like that, like a bog or swamp, they are actually, you have like a, they can be maybe 30 or 40 feet of, or sometimes only a few feet, but they're several feet deep of decaying or living matter on top of an old lake. So when you wander out on it, you can walk for a while, and then you realize that the whole thing bobs up and down. So it's basically floating on top of an old lake that is full of crap under it. And if you sink through there, that can be really hard to get you out. And we've lost vehicles in places like that. So it's interesting place. And you can also have cool monsters. You can have various cool monsters that can actually swim under and stuff. So you can have like water-filled dungeons and stuff under there, where you can have a soggy roof instead of so you can have like caves with like a spongy a roof, so they can kind of detect you by the steps when you walk on it, and then they can engulf you and take you and stuff. So you can come up with all sorts of cool ideas, remoras and stuff like that. Maybe they hunt that way or something. So you can have, so summer is not the time to travel, and then mosquitoes that sucks you dry and bone dry even in real world. So I can just imagine fantasy mosquitoes being even worse. Yeah. So winter is the time you travel. That's when it's easier to travel in winter. Yeah.
Sam's right about the Hrak Forest. I saw a reference to the forest people, which are a Coltens tribe of Flan, I guess.
Yeah, BB Fan. Snowshoes are great, but they are terrible for long distance. They are so, skis is the thing for long distance. Snowshoes is when you go from your tent to your vehicles, or a few hundred, meaning a few hundred yards at best. But skis is what you can cover long distances with. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not a great skier, but at least I passed the soldier test with skiing 50 kilometers on skis every winter with full soldier gear. Yeah.
So this area is very, like, I know it's supposed to be like what, ice barbarians or snow. I never know.
Yeah, here we have the Taiwan tundra, and tundra is basically when it's so cold that trees can't grow. Then you call it tundra.
Yeah, so this area doesn't throw grass or anything. This is frozen over.
Exactly, and tundra means that you have like minuscule amount of it's like a little bit of grass. There's nothing that grows that is taller than maybe 10 inches. And so lichens, moss, a little bit of grass, a few hardy flowers and stuff. And if you come in the summer and from like May, June to like over summer, it can have an explosion of flowers and it looks gorgeous. And the rest of the year, you only see lichens and these hard things that doesn't even look, they look like part of the rocks basically. So it's very different from, but there's a lot of berries and stuff in the summer. So yeah.
Tiff, I'm going to go off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like science is just getting better and better and better, right? So now they think that, like, the ice age was ending, and then somewhere a comet or a meteor hit, and then they call it the younger Dryas period, another 1,500 years. It went back to cold again, even colder. And they still don't know why, but they know it happened because of the driest flowers only bloom in certain spots when it's so cold. I was like, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, and they take ice samples because they drill into the ice, and
cool.
they can see the atmospheric changes, and they can see how much ice have frozen, so they can measure the climate year by year, just like you can see in trees with the rings. You can do the same thing in ice. So you can see all sorts of things. You can see the spores and the seeds and stuff from fungus and from various like plants and stuff, so you can see which plants were flowering and making seeds and pollen and stuff like that for year to year. So they can figure a lot of that out very, very detailed year by year, so to speak.
So we do have a community up here, Jotsplat.
Yeah, that is from Carlos, one of his adventures.
Yeah. Up time.
Oh yeah.
Time out.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you guys to get quit talking.
Yep.
You already passed on the Taival Tundra.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a map.
Oh, good. You have a Taival map. Yes.
I have a Taival map.
Should have left that up.
From a campaign I did.
All right, let me go.
Awesome. That is fantastic.
1 second here. Thank you very much, Mike.
It was my Krusty campaign.
Oh, look at that. See, come on, now I have look, I have names to put on the map. This is fantastic, Mike. This is awesome.
And Anna, that's technically, I did that for 5e, I believe. But that's an adaptation of an older hex map that I did.
Okay.
All the entire Krusty Coast.
So this is all new. This is all your campaign here.
Yes.
There's Land Harbor. All right, so we know where that is.
Yeah, I named a bunch of stuff in that area. Anna's going to go to town.
I can't see Noom. I can't read that one.
It's not the map got a little worn out.
Ringtone. Rinston, Bjorn Creek. Mouse. Cool, man. So what we?
Yeah.
This is during 5th edition.
I believe it was 5e when I did this. But like I said, the origins of this area go back to my 2e campaigns. This is where my friend Jason's character Valcon Dane comes from. The one I used to do a comic on.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And Mike, I love your name, Skogsvid.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That means by the forest in Swedish.
Oh, I don't know how. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, Skogsvid.
That's awesome.
That will be like the old way of saying it. It's awesome. Yep.
Very cool, dude. So,
Atliland.
Atliland. It's
just
that Atli was one of the. I can't remember the breakdown. I had the whole thing, all the Krusty, Schnei, and Fruz. I had it all mapped out.
It's this one right here.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Cool.
Right? Is it right here or is it over here? Is it here? I think it's here.
No, it's definitely. I think it's in the middle.
Right here. With Here's the rivers. I think it's there.
Yeah. So Atli is just one of the various.
Oh, cool.
Jarls.
Now, yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Whoops. Shit.
And Jarl is the Old Norse for Earl, and it was also the title. It was not like earls in Britain and stuff. Jarl was also, it was the title of the king's right-hand man. He was the Jarl, so to speak. So when the king wasn't present, he was like chief of staff or the VP or something like that in modern times. So when the king wasn't present, the Jarl was the person in charge, so to speak. So he was the king's right-hand man in the Nordics and the Viking era. He was the Jarl. And then later on, it became a name because the title started to become, people were called Jarl because they were Jarls so long. So after that, Jarl became a first name and also a family name in Sweden too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you saw Vikings in like second season, he Ragnar Blood Eagle Jarl Borg.
Yeah. Yeah. So originally it was the Nordic interpretation of Earl, the same coming from the same word as Earl, but then it became it was a title in the beginning, but it was nobility worked differently in the Viking and the Nordic world than it did in France or Germany and stuff. So nobility functioned differently. It was not you had to earn. Your kids didn't inherit stuff automatically. So kings got usurped by being killed often. So your kids had to earn the stuff. It wasn't inherited by law, so to speak. It was a lot of different like that. So yeah, and Jarl was one of these titles. Yeah.
All right, so this wasn't here till Carlos. Now, and here's the adventure from his cold, dead hands.
Yep. And he made cool heraldry there that is placed on some of my, if you find awesome. Later version of the 598 map.
2019, this is already 7 years old.
Yep.
So, yep. So, said to ride the winds of, so from the tundra of Anthem Peninsula, a powerful warlord. Remember, he's got to move, change stuff. The Jarlind of all Zuli is gathered. So I'm assuming that's Krusky. It's gathered
Probably,
a band, renowned heroes lay low the mysterious warrior in a horrific alley before they bring in ruined land beneath an avalanche of icy death. This was originally used at Gamehole Con 7. There you go.
Yeah, and Jotsblatt must be the most isolated settlement in the whole of the Flanese. Something you can only reach like a month or two in the summer. So you and then you kind of frozen over because it probably takes.
Got to be frozen too, right?
Exactly. So... So it's probably superb whale and seal hunting and stuff like that for 2-3 months of the year, and then you basically frozen over the rest of the year. And then you go south and then you do the hunting and then you stay winter. It's like going to a base in Antarctica. You can only fly in certain times of the year, and that's it.
David Leonard did an article on Jotsblatt.
Oh, cool.
September 22.
So he did one based off of that. Now I thought I still had that up.
Let's see here, Jotsblatt.
I got too much up. I don't.
So, I put the link in chat here. There we go. There's the link to it on Jotsblatt.
I should just leave my stream up here, but I just don't want to. I don't want to overwhelm it. So there we go. On Jotsblatt. Is there a more remote settlement on Earth than Jotsblatt? Perhaps.
I doubt it, but
yeah.
I also like the first illustration there of the and there you can see the house is insulated from the ground, and they built them on stilts for 2 reasons. One was to isolate them so they didn't sink into the ground with this permafrost. Right? And also they wanted to make sure that bears couldn't get into it and stuff like that. So they wanted to bear proof, and especially when you have polar bears and stuff like that too. So and there are other stuff like ants and nasty stuff that comes in. So the more you can keep them up from the ground, the better.
What about owl bears?
Oh yeah, exactly. That might be really bad. So yeah, that might be worse than polar bears. And in Greyhawk, they probably have dire polar bears that are even bigger, so they have to build really high stilts. Yeah,
and the Yetis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Speaking of Jotsblatt, this one just came to me. There is a dungeon adventure set in that area called Ill-Made Graves.
Oh.
No, that is not a 3rd edition one.
I believe it is 3rd edition.
It was it was in that adventure pack.
Is that Dock Holder up there?
Is that what?
There's the keeper is the Dock Holder is a place. Let's see if I can find that.
I'm looking to see if I can find this.
Anyhow, Ill-Made Graves, Dungeon 133. It involves a dragon. It's kind of Beowulfish, I think.
Dock Holder is mentioned in his articles on Jotsblatt. So so it's mentioned there. That's maybe where I took it from.
I think I ran this one too. I may have moved it. I cannot find it. We go to dungeon 133.
Yeah, that's what
Campfire says. Had the hard copy. I have 134. I have 132. There's 133.
Do owlbears hoot? Yeah, that might be. Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know about that.
The big great horned owl has a wonderful hoot that at night that sounds fantastic.
36, page 36.
That and the loon, the great loon, those are the most beautiful bird sounds I know. They are fantastic.
You don't like the mourning dove?
No, but it's the sound of wilderness is the loon, and during the like morning and evenings, and then at night you have the great horned owl as a hoot that can be heard for miles and miles.
6 to, I like to think of mid-level, 6 to 12.
Okay.
Yeah, that's third edition era.
Yeah.
There's an Age of Worms is going on at the same time, too. Many winters ago, an old red dragon carried his treasure hoard to the edge of the icy sea in hopes of living the rest of his days alone. Well, that probably didn't work. The dragon rested peacefully for decades. So they had a truce, and then King Lolgoth Bearher himself clawed up. Yeah. So there you go. So they went after him, and imagine what happened. So there. You got another high. If you want another one in the icy north, you got an adventure and it's gonna have a dragon in it. So, and they're abandoned. Oh, abandoned dragons. I guess the dragon's dead. It doesn't look dead. I don't know. Maybe I didn't run this. I don't think. Maybe I didn't. No, I probably didn't. All right, there you go. Another good one. Asking Albert how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? That's funny. Curtis, I'm laughing. That is really funny. 3, if you remember the commercial.
Yeah, it's 3.
He licked it after third and bit into it on the third.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I know all
Ask
you youngsters have no idea what the hell we're talking about. All right, so what, Al the Fjord? What is this dock holder? It sounds like
it's mentioned
sounds like a metal band.
It's mentioned in the I forgot, but it's mentioned in David Leonard's article about Yachtsplat. It's mentioned there somewhere. So let's see. I need to find it. Edit. Find in place.
Well, it would be dark something, right?
Let's see. No, that was the wrong spell. Dock holder. A single stark tower of volcanic stone overlooks the Solnar Ocean 90 leagues north of the Sablewood at the very tip of the Thelonian Peninsula, called the Duck Holder, dark hole, studiously avoided by the local Krusky barbarians, blah, blah. Dark-eyed goddess, Ouija, for mages and servers to her, and sometimes seen making their way there. Yeah, so it's, yeah.
It's a tower in the middle of nowhere.
It's Worth Journal 7. That's where it comes from. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
It's probably from someone's home campaign.
Deep dive.
Yeah, it's a deep dive. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Just getting there is deadly. Because, if you get there in the summer, you're stuck there.
Yep.
Unless you have a teleport or something. So, but a lot of people don't have teleports, so.
Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. You travel on the ocean in the summer, and then you travel inland in winter.
I guess. I mean, but where you go? I mean, there's not,
No, but that's what I'm saying is that the Vikings and others back in the day, they traveled mostly in winter, because then you can use dog sled and stuff across lakes and rivers. It was very easy, flat, and you can travel really fast. And on skis too, you can travel. In the summer, it's much more difficult. It's mosquitoes and swamps and bogs and nasty crap everywhere. So
just remote.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Then it swings down into the land of barbarians, which is out of the ICC area.
Well, I got some bonus content for you.
Bonus!
Before you run out of space.
Yeah.
Okay. So Anna is probably familiar with the glossography, where we're at right there on the Tyval Tundra. What is north of that?
Oh, that's that island that we haven't named.
It's the Dark Isle. I
Yes,
did a post on that.
Yeah.
Ah,
The
okay.
Dark Isle.
Let me.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you call it Banyanmere?
No, I called it Iceland.
Oh, good. Yeah, because someone called it Banyanmere, and I put that on my campaign map, but I don't like it. Someone named it that, but I don't like it. So, yeah.
Iceland.
Oh, cool. Fantastic. Thank you. Isalund, much better.
Such a huge.
Yeah, fantastic. This is. Oh, thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
You really
I don't
came out
swear
swinging
by
on
this
one.
Again, this is one of my old maps that I did for something, but
come on. Yeah.
My
map of it is old too. Yeah.
So what did they do? They go here?
Oh yeah. It was had something to do with Thuriston.
Ah.
Oh, Old Sewell or something. Yeah.
Just an out of the way place that's dark.
Oh, that's awesome.
There is. If you look here,
ties into my story. Yeah, my idea of this. Yeah.
Isn't there a town name here? What's that? Dark. Something.
Yeah, I need to now. I need to read this. This is fantastic.
Dribyort or something like that. I can't. Yeah. So and then there's got to be. Here's the ruins. It's got to be at right. Yeah. Nice.
I need to map it more carefully too. So I'm going to copy this over to map notes as well.
That's a remote trek. So
but yeah, that island shows up on the Darlene map in the glossography.
Yes,
and I was always like, that island is big enough. It would have showed up on the Darlene map.
Yeah, but it's too far north, I guess. But it's interesting. This little map in the glossography is given so many little hints at things that is amazing, like a forgotten forest in Furundi and all sorts of stuff. So that little map is worth its weight in gold. Yeah, several times over. Yeah.
You can get that. You can get this Octagon stuff still from Black Blade Publishing, right, Mike? He still has a ton of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Black Blade Publishing is where you want to go to get Hexagon map.
Yeah.
He's got all different types. So because he's an old school mapper too. Okay. What other tidbits you got, Mike? You got another one?
No, that was it.
Oh, well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
6 years ago. Nice. Got some elevation to it. Sea Prince's crew profiles. I know we.
Though I will mention that in later editions we get beyond the Flanna stuff. We get Fireland, right?
Right.
Which I don't know if technically, Anna, would Fireland be on the ICC? Is that like?
No, that will be on the Solnor. So yeah,
it is
definitely. Okay. Yeah, because it's like depicted to be halfway over to.
I wasn't sure what our Arctic Circle looked like.
Yeah, it's on the Arctic Circle, but it's like Iceland is halfway to North America rather than north of Europe, so to speak.
Yeah, myth. Everything is explorable, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. Alrighty. And you got the lands of the barbarians up here, but that's technically not in the ICC, but but they
the
ICCs north. It's interestingly, the Krusky I mentioned earlier in the adventure 5 shall be one is supposed to unite the countries. Apparently in later edition, Limerick Gazetteer, it suggests that they were originally all one, and that the title of the present day Krusky Ice Barbarians suggests that he is still technically the ruler of all the barbarian lands.
Okay.
It's like one of these divine right things.
I was going to say in the 2024 edition, didn't that was like a northern whatever they couldn't use barbarian, so I forgot what they translated into, but something.
Northern Kingdom.
Something. Yeah, that's why they had to rename North Kingdom, because they already had a North Kingdom, so they couldn't have two.
Yeah.
So that why it became Aiderak or whatever that was. Yeah, which is not terrible, but yeah.
Well, and I have a bunch of snow barbarians down outside Altamira that have been summoned, so they'll come a long way
If it
for
were me, I would just hold it the North Province.
yeah, back to North Province would have been good.
Oh yeah, that Akliath that you can definitely replace. You can use the Akliath there for and for instance, you can use it for Glot in the Kruski, the capital of Kruski. It's a perfect, I think, replacement. Or you can use it for Suol, the capital of the Schnei. Or you can use it for Krakenheim. Might work as well.
Yeah.
For the Frusti. So yeah.
Yep. Like I said, I have it here because it's the only place I trust myself, because if I drop it on my foot, I'll break it. And there it is.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Meaning you break your foot. Yep.
If I drop it, on my foot, it's breaking my foot. It's that heavy.
How many pages is it? Like 600 or something?
There's 2 books in here.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Each of them probably like 300 or 400 pages.
At least. So, yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's remote, but it's a fun area to play. But and like I said, I got barbarians in Altamira somehow. Well, actually, because we adventured up here a long time ago, and one of the PCs actually married the king of the Frosty, and so there's actually the sons and all of them are down here now. So yeah.
And we have one of the really forgotten forest up there too. Sablewood is one of these, just like the Forlorn and the Rock. So you have the Sablewood up there, one of the other forgotten forests.
Which is
and that's spiky forest too. Yeah.
Yeah, the sable tree, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See you, Curtis. Yeah, hope to see everyone. Yeah, you got to get up real early, Curtis. Saturday, you and Brett and Myriad. Yes. For the 24-hour stream. Yep. Okay. So, any questions or any comments about? Look at that. It's 8:52. Good timing.
Yeah.
Great timing. Awesome. Audience, any questions? Gotta have something. Or not. It's all good. It's all good. Why is Curtis so annoying? He's not playing Fritz. Not playing Fritz. He's got a whole bunch of new spells too. Garrett Coldwell. He's got a lot of good spells now. A lot of tensor spells. Yep. Ranger Mage 7/8. So
no, we did not talk about ice.
No, we haven't talked about ice dragons. No, not snow elves either.
I don't even know what an ice dragon is.
I guess it's a white dragon, or is it a different version?
Ice. Separate. Is it what edition is it out of? Yeah. What barbarians are 2 things: hunting and fishing, right?
Yeah, that will be the primary thing, and also there are tons of berries and in climates like that.
Because the climate's not. I mean, because the climate may not be in the summer. It may be actually decent in the
Oh yeah.
I don't know about the Krusky. That's probably pretty cold here. That's why.
Yeah.
But like
the Krusky, but in the southern areas you can probably grow a few things, but you can, but primarily it's much more animal diet and like fish and hunting. So you can hunt summer. There's a lot of birds to be hunted. There's a lot of other animals to be hunted, and whales and seals and various stuff. So there's plenty of food in those climates. You just need to know where to get them, so to speak. And you have to gather a lot of it in the summer. But rye is one of the hardy breads that you because I remember from houses I've seen, old houses in Sweden, Norway, and Finland and Russia, they had these poles that went horizontal that was hanging under the roof, and you made rye bread, like a thin, hard, crusty rye bread with a hole in the middle, and then you hung them up to dry in the ceiling, and then you just broke them off and ate through the rest of the year. So rye is one of these really hardy types of grains that grow really far north, so to speak. So it makes for a very sturdy bread. And you hang it up in the ceiling, both because that's the warmest, driest part of the house, but it's also the hardest for rats and vermins and stuff to reach. So it's a way to keep them, and you can keep an eye on them for mold and various stuff. So that was the tradition. So hardy rye bread. Honey is one thing that you get because there's a lot of insects in the summer, lots of flowers and stuff. So honey, so you can make mead is another one. There is stuff that you can um, have to yummy drink, so to speak. But also they drank more water than you did in warmer climates because the water is usually fresh and safe to drink up there. So mead is for special occasions, meaning if you go to the Mediterranean, a lot of people drank like various wines and stuff simply because the water wasn't safe to drink. But if you go really far north, then everyday drink is water, and when it's festivities, then you drink mead and ales and stuff like that. So because barley and stuff could be imported, or some of it can be grown fairly north too. So you can make some bitter ales and mead and combinations of the two, so to speak. So yeah. And you can ferment all sorts of crappy food to give you a rush. And there's they used various mushrooms and stuff. The Vikings, they knew how to distill various mushrooms to get psychedelic stuff out of them and stuff. So there are things like that if you want to have a feast. But otherwise, they feast on, and there's also a lot of wildlife like muskox and things like that. In old Europe, there were the Vicent, the European bison, was common all the way up north, so to speak. So you have muskox, you have the equivalent of bison, and you had the aurochs. That was a wild cousin of the cow that was around until early medieval days in Northern Europe too. So they were probably hunted or domesticated. So a lot of, and then you have things like wild boars are yummy to eat. You can eat bear, moose, deer, stuff like that. So a lot of good hunting and good fishing. So that makes for a lot of yummy food. And moose meat can be yummy, but you should mix it with some pig because otherwise it gets too gamey. So pig and moose meat, and you make meatballs that are excellent, yummy.
Wow.
Yep. And I've eaten bear too. Yep. But moose and pig meat is moose and pork combined is an excellent to mash together to make meatballs and burger patties and stuff like that. They become really yummy. Yep.
You said mead. I go back to 13th Warrior where Herker the Joyous hands
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas's character the alcohol. He's like, I can't drink anything fermented from the grape or the wheat. And he
Yep.
laughs. He goes, honey. So he's like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And honey is common because there's so much flowers that is very intense over summer. So honey was a common thing, so to speak. And they collect wild honey and also berries.
Yeah.
There are tons of raspberries and these kind of small, I don't know what they're called. They look like strawberries, but they are tiny wild strawberries that grow. They are super sweet and yummy. And then you have the cloudberries, these yellow berries that are a delicacy. So you can make jam of raspberries, cloudberries, cranberries, all sorts of berries, blueberries and stuff like that. So that's another source of vitamins and stuff.
Very
So
cool.
yeah. Boysenberries. Yes, exactly. Boysenberries are yep.
Mike,
That's probably one. Yeah.
let's see what you got for cartoon.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm already set.
Oh, we have the cultist again.
Cultist.
Yes. My favorite. We have the cultist. Fantastic.
Oh, look,
Remember,
Aspis.
they're going to the Undercity.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the High Port.
Oh, you put an illustration in the back here.
That's actually from A1.
Yeah.
That's a back cover fight, if I recall. I hope you're happy. Aspis. The Aspis larvae and cows weren't a credible threat, but the drones were immune to my cold and electric spells. But not completely immune to fire. You say they could get they got cooked. He's got yellow gook all over. I'm going to ignore what you said. Fine. Hey, you know what bugs me? That's so far the sewer levels at this point. Maze of egg rooms, grub hatcheries, and garbage piles. No. Oh, geez. We haven't found the rival cult behind the slave yards yet. No. That you can't think of any more insect puns. Yes.
Oh, and a cliffhanger. This is wow, this is so cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who wrote Slave Pits of the Undercity?
A1?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't even remember. There's 4 different great legendary writers.
Someone in chat, please save us.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Cook wrote one, and Howard Johnson wrote one. Howard Johnson wrote 2, right? I always get them all confused. Chick? Is it Chick?
No. Yeah. So A1 is Cook.
A1's Cook.
Okay. Oh.
Cooked.
Got
That.
Then you get chicked and cooked and all sorts of
Harold Johnson, and who was the last one? Hammock, right? Alan Hammock. We always did one. All right. Awesome, man. How's your campaign going?
Oh, geez. So yesterday I started the Parentland tourney. Parentland has invited Briandi, Shieldlands, Valuna to Schwarzenbrunnen for a medieval style tourney to celebrate the end of hostilities against IUs. You know, like a little bit of morale booster, right? And Parentland's never hosted such a thing before, so it's a mashup of medieval tourney and Highland games.
Oh,
that
cool.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of NPC. You know, my players were playing NPCs. We did an archery tournament. We did a
beautiful.
We did a horse race with betting.
I love that.
Next week we're doing a joust and some other stuff like Highland game type stuff. So it's kind of like a breather after doing a lot of heavy combat fighty stuff. You know, we're doing some role play stuff.
Excellent. And you got anything to go discuss?
Yeah, I have one new. I had due to popular demand, I got asked about my take on Dalvier, the Lich in the Fell Reef. So I put down the backstory I have for Dalvier, the Lich. And the image is AI. I couldn't resist that one because it was so damn good. It was so fitting for my view of Dalvier the Lich, so I couldn't resist it. So I put it there, and that's why the article was free for everybody. I'm not going to put that even temporarily behind a paywall if it's AI in there. So I couldn't resist because that was and yeah. So it's my take on the backstory of Dalvi, Count Dalvi, so to speak. So it's he's one of the villains in my Shieldlands campaign, but he hasn't become active yet because the characters haven't gotten close to him. But I wrote up this backstory, so I had enough meat on the bones. So if they got close for one reason or the other, I knew how to kind of stat him out and how to play him. So that was so that's the story. Yep. And I'm rendering like crazy in Blender, and very soon I will have really, really, really cool stuff to show. Yeah, coming very soon.
Let's see. Okay.
And new symbols too. I'm working on new added symbols because I realize now when I'm moving in, I need to have symbols for things like city blocks, and there's various other things I need to have symbols for. So I need to extend my symbols. I'm working on ideas for symbols as well. So yeah.
So, Armed and Dangerous is looking for Haliothrane, who's the current nuisance of the Dark Brotherhood in the area, and there's Sus, and they've come to this Soul burial ground, not far from Atraca, but north of it. And all this stuff, a lot of this stuff. Yeah. We're going to get them all. Well, let's see. And here's a back view of the group coming forward. There's still one Bat Rider. There's 1, 2, 3, all 6 characters with Echidna with her eye plucked out from an arrow, and there's a new Gemma
Oh,
artwork she
cool.
had commissioned from yes.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
yes, there you go. Yeah, big. Yeah, so I will make sure I make those changes on your on the thing so it's in the scroller and all. Mexi Dragon, cool, awesome. Yeah, she's got the multicolored wig on, so there you go with the hair and the buns, which is awesome. Very nicely done, love it. So we'll see that in the scroller because this character will be in tomorrow, and it's the only one that will be in Saturday as well. So Against Dark Brotherhood completes tomorrow. Black Oak Dice giveaway tomorrow. Start at 7. It'll finish. It'll finish, hopefully. It has to finish because I need the table redone for Fortress Elendar. Coming up Saturday morning. That's third annual 24-hour stream. Right? We got Tiffany, and we got Myriad, and we got Amanda, and we got Tim, Never Mysterious Tim. We got Jeff, we got Curtis, we got Brett, and Ed Greenwood. That'll show up now. He's telling me 5 o'clock. He'll actually be an hour earlier than before. So that's cool. And we go till we finish. Now we'll take a break here and there and stuff like that. But yeah, giveaways: Tower of Gygax dice with a little tower, right? Also, 11 miniatures, all pewter from Arduin Grimoire. Also, multiple books like the Tome of Artifacts, 3rd edition from in print and PDF from Frog Gut Games. Also, Monstrosities in print and PDF from Frog Gut Games. Also, Troller game gift certificates. You get the idea. And Troller's going to do a bigger giveaway during the Gabbin, which will be the final talk, final wrap up on Sunday. We'll have anyone who played who's still functioning, because we'll see how late we go on Saturday for it. But it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. And I'm going to be, Tiffany, all those playing, you will get something in your Discords, all of you individually, called the Spell of Sparrow Flight in your Discords Friday night. And you can all just ponder it. You'll see. It's just, yes, you will. And that's where we are. So let's see who wins. Yep. Gonna have a fun time. Got to mentally prepare for that. So, DMing all those hours, but it's going to be fun and terrain coordination and all that. And I'll do a lot of that on Friday, but I got miniatures and everything I need out. All right. So, let's call Extreme Drawing and see who wins tonight. I'm thinking tonight, Mordenkainen's Fantastic Adventure in the Marklands for the winner. If you already have them, we'll get you something else. Then we'll figure out who to raid into. Maybe raid into Erin again. She's on. Because our other dice. Oh my god, my brain just shut off. Disorderly Dice always is just finishing right about now. So, all right, here we go. Let's see who wins. We'll see you all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. For the end of a great adventure.
It's a weekend for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge weekend.
Yeah.
But I do it once a year, right? I limit myself to once a year so I don't go insane. It's like the one fundraiser a year, one 24-hour stream a year, one virtual con a year, right? Because you have to do it in moderation. You can't overdo things. Because if you do, you'll drive yourself nuts. You really will. No, shoot. I'm trying to figure out how to get to. They changed everything in this. Give me a sec. Cloudbot. Giveaways. Close entries. Okay. Winner tonight. Dark Horse 1975.
Cool.
As long as you're on in chat, it is yours. And he's in chat. I see him in the chat log. All right. Awesome. Dark Horse 1975. So, see you all tomorrow night. Anna, Mike, thanks for a great discussion.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Mike, for awesome prep today. Yep.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. And the area that, and we probably discussed like 6 to 7 adventures or 8 adventures. So you got content you can do. But you also homebrew stuff up here too, which is, half and half. Half homebrew, half published source.
Surprising, yeah.
So I will see you all. See you all soon. See you tomorrow. Cool. Aaron's playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, so just say hi, hop in, and we'll go from there. It's a game I'd love to play, I just don't have time. 5, 4, 2, 1. Gonna see you tomorrow night.